So in 1976, for the first time, I left home to go to college. Now you know how old I am. So in 1976, I arrived at Calcutta City in India to study. I was mesmerized. The color, the cacophony of wheeling and dealings, the noise, the smell of the city of Calcutta. Music blaring from one store to the other, and they're all playing different songs. They're all trying to appeal shoppers to walk in to their shops. And if you look remotely new, they might offer you Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Or if they read your mind and said, oh, this fellow might need some very spicy chai. Not like Starbucks chai, it's a real chai. So they might just, welcome, sit down. What can I do for you? Here's a chai. It's a very gregarious city. But as you walk along the city paths, you will find people jumping out of behind a tree, or somewhere, somehow, somebody shows up with a handkerchief wrapped, something is wrapped underneath the handkerchief. And they are showing you, do you want to buy Chanel? Or do you want to buy this very expensive perfume for your girlfriend or boyfriend? And they will say, for today, just for you, it's only $10. And this is good. You will like it. Trying to tempt you, entice your mind, luring you to really pull your wallet and give him the $10, and you walk away with a big smile saying, I got it. Temptations abound everywhere, right? It's everywhere. Whether you're looking for it, whether you're seeking for it, it will just appear unannounced, trying to sell you, give you something. Well, our Genesis narrative, the first book of the Holy Bible, tells stories about creation. This holy, divine, creative, imaginative God speaks to the void, to the chaos, and brings forth life. Let there be light, and there was. And you know the whole story. And then God brings this Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, they are representative of who we are. Genesis is just trying to tell stories about fallen humanity, or humanity who are striving their best to find God. And then God brings this Adam and Eve to this garden, to this beautiful garden, very lush garden, full of wonderful things to eat. It's almost like when your parents took you first time to the candy land. And all these jars are filled with candies of all kinds, and says, all yours. Eat from any jars you want. Right? That's almost like what God said to Adam and Eve. Right. But then God says, see that forest out there? In that forest, do you see one tree right there? You can have everything, but not that one. Well, when somebody tells you not, you want to know why. You want to test the ground. You want to test the boundary. If you don't break it, somebody will break it. Right? We all know that. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. Right? It's just life. We are curious. We want to know. Yes, we want to know. And so, the story says, in this very perplexing moment, you can have everything, but that could be perplexing. Kind of. Whether should I or should not? And then Genesis tells a story about a serpent that just comes to Eve from nowhere. And supplants a very carefully worded, creating a sense of doubt. And the serpent says, if you are the Son of God, right? That's a very, very conniving word, kind of little snobbery there, right? If you are the Son of God, it's almost like maybe you are, maybe you're not. But I want to see how you do it. Right? If you, and she says, no, I can't. Because God said, if you eat, you will die. Say that to your children. When mom is away, don't eat that. If you eat, you're going to die. How will your children respond to that? Yeah, Gabby's already thinking. But then, the subtlety of the serpent. How subtle he is, or serpent is, to twist a reality. You're not going to die. You're going to be like God. Ooh, who don't want to be like God, right? If you eat this thing, your eyes will be opened. You will see the whole forest and the trees. Your imaginations will go wild. You're not going to die. You are going to be like God. Wow, think about that. You are going to be like God. And you know the rest of the story. So serpent in this text implants and plans ideas that will create fear and doubt, all of that. And since creation, We all deal with those things every single darn day, right? Figuring things out. Whether I should or should not. Do I or do I not? You know. And some people in the world have no ethical standard in their minds, because if you listen to God and if you try to obey God, God is basically trying to say in the whole Old Testament reading about being ethical, right? To not oppress and exploit, but to love and care and to uplift the poor. These are some themes that follows all through the Scripture. Let me jump into the Matthew text now. It's the same temptation story. Jesus was pronounced by the voice of God from the cloud. This is my Son, in whom I am well pleased. God basically said, He is my Son. What more authentication do you and anybody need than what God said as He was coming out of the Jordan River after that powerful experience of baptism? You know, and just last Sunday we learned about Jesus going with Peter, James, and John to the mount. And then the cloud came. And then the voice of God came again. This is my Son in whom I am well pleased. And listen to Him. Right? Yeah. So that text was just ushering us, leading us towards the season of Lent. But the text says Jesus was in the wilderness. Wilderness is a place of preparation. Wilderness is a place of prayer. Wilderness is a place where you are really assessing, what should I do, right? We all go through that, don't we? There is that wilderness moment in our lives. And we are beginning to wonder about life. You know, you go through this dry spell. And you're wondering, is God even there listening to me, kind of? So wilderness in the Old Testament is a place of wait. It is in some ways like young men and women joining the military services and they're in a boot camp. This is the kind of ways you have to imagine how Scripture is trying to unfold the mystery that lies within. But wilderness, in this text, Jesus is not lost. He's not lost. He's not just meandering the forest. No. He is in the presence of God. We need to know that. Second reality. He's been out there 40 days. That means he's fasting. Fasting in the religious tradition, whether it is in a Christianity or in the Islam or Hinduism or any other religion, fasting is a part and parcel of seeking God's enlightenment for us to turn our life around. You know, and so here is this fasting moment, and in that weak moment, we hear First, it says devil, and towards the end, it says Satan. The Greek word for devil is diablos, and devil comes to tempt Jesus. What is so smart about the text is the devil just doesn't appear to be conniving, but devil comes or appears with the scripture behind him. Because everything he said is from the scripture. That means the devil knows the scripture. That's what I'm saying. Devil knows the scripture. You just cannot say, devil, make me do it. Because devil will never push you off the cliff. He's not going to twist your arms, just makes you look everything glamorous and beautiful, alluring and enticing. Decision, you and I made. Right? So, in the light of the time, Jesus basically refutes the devil with scripture as well. Isn't that interesting? One throws scripture and Jesus throws the scripture, and then basically words of Jesus ultimately not demises the power of the devil, but just takes that spirit out of him, and then devils leave him alone. So even in the life of Jesus, temptations were there. It abounds everywhere. But how do we, as people of God, speak to those realities? God is not going to come and plug us out from the situation, but God will give us strength just like what Jesus had experienced. And so the message is that, we becoming a Christian, having faith in Jesus Christ, does not exempt any one of us from floundering here and there. I am always reminded when I was taking some clinical work to be a good counselor, and people who are going through some withdrawal from addiction, and they are miserable because they have failed. And so we would tell them, yes, some days you are 4 steps ahead, and then some days you are 2 steps down. It's just one of those things that we, humanity, have to fight. But the important thing that we try to say to those people is not to stop it, but to keep moving. Keep trusting God, trusting in yourself, and try to do the best. Not look back, but continue to look forward. Right? I think a lot of us have a tendency of driving forward, looking at the rearview mirror, and feeling sorry about ourselves, and forgetting to know that we have 100 times bigger windshield in front of us, inviting us to go forward. The world is big. Come on, explore, see what you're missing. That is what God is trying to say. And so, don't look back. Keep forging ahead. But don't go alone. Go with God. And talk to God. That might even help. Is that good enough? Praise the Lord.